Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, hosting in his Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. Last episode, we finally spoke with Eothas himself and learned what he intends to do. He intends to try and reveal the past of the gods to the people of Eothas, to the people of Eora, and basically reveal that the gods are not true gods. And since his last attempt didn't quite do that, and he realizes that people will still believe in their religious beliefs, even if the truth is revealed to them. There is a statement there that could be brought out regarding real life, but I'm not going to touch that right now. He decided, okay, I'm going to do something more serious, and I'm going to destroy the wheel that keeps everything running. That sounds very bad. On the plus side, we managed to get our piece of our soul back. And now it seems we've recovered back in Nekataka, and people wish to speak with us. A pounding headache drags you most of the way back to your senses. Your vision blurs and an acrid taste fills your parched mouth. The details of the room slowly come into focus, the sounds of an ongoing debate a distant echo.
Are we simply going to wait? What if she never wakes up?
Are those frilled collars stuffed in your ears? If the Watcher's mumblings are right, then Eothas is marching on Ukaizo. We have to move.
In the brief silence, you hear Hazanu Ikaru's boots scrape against the tile as she paces.
He's seizing power from the very gods who betrayed him. Destroying the wheel to make sure they never come back.
She shakes her head and chuckles with grim appreciation.
It's a coup, and we have to muster the strength to stop it.
The unraveling of Kohopa from Tangaloa is our greatest test from the gods, I say. We must live to deserve the world they make for us.
Onikaza rests her chin on her fist and considers. The assembled leaders turn their attention away from each other in a prolonged and thoughtful silence. At last, you feel fully present and steady on your feet. The attention of the room abruptly shifts to you, filling the world void with expectant whispers. Oh, my head.
Good, you're awake. Just when I was worried we were going to stand around all day talking.
She glares briefly at the rest of the assembly.
You know, every time you come back from the dead, it's a little less exciting. You gotta space it out more.
Join our talks, I say. Rational discussion will gust away the ominous smoke rising from Ashen Maw.
Onikaza gestures to you with an open palm.
The Deadfire is no stranger to cataclysm. We can survive by cleaving to a shared purpose, a greater good, Akira.
She looks to each of the envoys in turn.
For what else did the gods place us here? We who have ships and resources enough to make a difference.
Castol glances around the room at the gathered parties, his brows climbing.
What we need is brass. Roatai has ships and cannons aplenty, but the only way I'm sending them is if...
She breaks off at the boom of a door slamming open. Commotion echoes from the entrance hall. As everyone turns toward the noise, her hand strays to her gun. The sound of approaching footsteps grows in volume as a courier scrambles into the throne room, panting and glistening with sweat. His mouth opens and closes like a fish, gasping desperately for breath.
Ships have formed a blockade around Queen's Berth. Their commander demands parley with Serpent's Crown.
What? But what about our ships? I must get a message through to the captains.
For what do our enemies paint a target on their hull? This is a stirring bid for my attention.
Onikaza narrows her gaze past the open door.
Send word to my water shapers to drain the sea around the flagship. I would parley on better terms than this.
Onikaza begins to rise, but the courier speaks up ahead of her.
My queen! They fly the colors of pirates! The Principe are...
Well, what have we here?
A confident voice booms from the open door. Ah! So the Principe have decided to get involved. The motley sailors who don't hold the Juana guards at bay with drawn weapons take in some of the more opulent decorations with avid interest. One pirate separates out from the fold, sauntering boldly forward.
Forgive me, Loveson, but it looks like you're having a party. A rather fine one to which you didn't invite me.
She winks, swollen glinting in the light as she cocks her pistol high above her head.
You painted vagrants are a plague on my tribes. Why should I not hang you from the walls of my garden?
Onakaza grips the handrests of her throne as if ready to vault up and attack.
You should be asking yourself how they got in here in the first place.
She glowers in the direction of the throne.
Oh, I do love when they squabble. But I'm here for neither pleasantries nor entertainment. We've bigger fish to fry. Or should I say gods?
A determined-looking guard inches closer to Aldis from the edge of the court. Without looking, the Principi captain swivels her pistol to aim straight at his chest.
Now everyone just calm down. I promise we won't fire on you at this time. Unless firstly provoked. That is, until once we've safely absconded from the city back to the high seas.
She grins magnanimously.
Then all bets are off again. Aye?
Yes, well, if you have a point, pirate, I suggest you reach it quickly.
We're supposed to take a bunch of pirates at their word?
She crosses her arms, the wooden hand groaning.
Right you are. However,
The narrow-eyed look she settles on the room is more than a little bloodthirsty.
I'm here because I've got questions, ones that can't wait. And the Lovesome Watcher's the only one likely to answer them nicely.
If we want to reach Ukaizo, we'll need every ship at our disposal.
Ukaizo? What's the lost city of gold got to do with a god on a rampage?
Using the barrel of her gun, she tips her hat back curiously. Eothas is going there to break the reincarnation cycle.
Well, fuck if that doesn't put things into perspective. But what's that even mean in the long run? Folks who die won't be coming back again.
Maybe not at first, but eventually Aora will be starved of life.
This is all dark and foreboding sounding. But what's it mean for my soul? I mean, I like the idea of pirating throughout the Great Beyond as much as the next gal. But if, say, I got no awareness after I die, does it even matter what happens?
Ak, of course you have no interest past that of your eyes and your stomach. Let us speak now of what can be done. Must be done. Watcher, you know best of all of us what our options are.
Our only hope is to reason with him.
If he's heading to Ukaizo, then the time for speeches is over. We have to act quickly. Defending Ukaizo is the highest priority.
A pensive, focused look sharpens the lines in her face. She scratches her cheek with the fingers of her wooden hand.
Our ships are fast and well-equipped. We could sail to the edge of Andra's mortar. See if Eothas' passage opens a way through the storms.
She narrows her eyes, watching the others.
Of course, finding Ukaizo once we're through is another matter.
I can sense Eothas in Andra's mortar. My soul calls out from inside him.
That's so. You just might be able to save us.
She scratches her chin, an eager glimmer in her eyes.
We speak of collectively sailing for Andra's mortar, but this crown will not support any plan
Oh,
that
dear.
involves a single outsider ship landing on the shores of Ukaizo.
A hush falls across the room as Onakaza makes her proclamation.
It is for this moment that the gods test me. Anyone who seeks to cross Andra's mortar will learn that the gates of Ukaizo are the end of compromise with the Huana.
Can everyone agree to an armistice while we work through this crisis?
I don't mean to let Eothas end us while we bicker. But the fate of Ukaizo is not exclusively a Huana concern.
I think I'm getting the gist of it now.
She rubs the barrel of her gun under her jaw thoughtfully. Then she crooks you a cunning grin.
While these witless princocks go at each other's throats, we Principi will cut through the storms
Oh,
and plunder
goddammit.
the City of Gold. Whatever Eothas is seeking in those ruins, we'll find it. And then we'll sell it to the highest bidder. That, or me and mine will have front row seats to the end of the world.
Bad choice, Aldis. Everyone's gonna be against you now.
If the Huana cannot take back our beginning, then our end fast approaches. The gods will judge us by our devotion to Ukaizo.
Are you going to guard it as closely as you've guarded your palace today?
She shoots a meaningful glare at the pirates.
Ukaizo was yours once, and you lost it. Meanwhile, the storms that cover Andra's mortar plague Rauatai too. We will help the Watchers stop Eothas. but we will not leave our country's future in soft hands. We hope the Watcher agrees.
Watcher, there are two kinds of people in the Deadfire. Those who have called it home since time immemorial, and opportunists.
Onikaza glares at the assembled dignitaries.
With Ukaizo under our control, the Huana would restore order as it has not been seen since the days of our ancestors.
She nods slowly, holding her gaze all the while.
Ak, order. And the only question is whether it will be the order of ignorance and tradition, or else of conquest. The secrets to be found in Ukaizo could elevate us all beyond the telling. I will not relinquish that dream so easily.
With that, Castol turns to stride away, his shoulders set in a rigid line. Without so much as a final farewell, Aldice tips her head to her armed crew, and the pirates withdraw as swiftly as they arrive.
Watcher, I say the time to play at freelancing is at an end. Any of us could get you to Ukaizo, but only one of us will stand by your side.
Studying you carefully, Onikaza nods and gestures for her attendants to clear the room.
Let's speak, Watcher, while we have the chance.
Wonderful. Forge alliances or prepare your ship for a hard voyage. Oh, look at that. I've acquired the Blackwood hull. While it won't make my ship indestructible, its strength will help me survive the storms around Andra's mortar. I have a feeling I'm going to need to get more in order to do better here. You wish to speak?
I say it is not every day that a ship pulls into port from Margaren's teeth. You are not too singed, I hope.
Aruahi looks you up and down, clearly impressed.
Our enemies scramble for Ukaizo, dropping all pretense of strategy in their panic and haste.
And there's nothing else to say there. While we could speak with any one of them, I don't think I'm going to quite yet. And I think we have another conversation that we'll need to have. In fact, I dare say, we're going to head out to our ship first and see if we can speak with the gods. Oh, there we go, the burned book. I don't even need to go out. There it is. That display at the Kahanga Palace was shameful to witness, nothing less than proof of why mortals require capable rulership and a strong hand. When I walk among them again, chaos of that sort won't be tolerated. Authority and temperament are non-negotiable. Most diplomats don't respond well to pirates kicking down the door. Giving the Principe a seat at the table dismantled any illusion of procedure in that once respectable throne room. My siblings took a valiant swing at Eothas, but it seems our intervention will have to wait until we've had time to gather our strength. What of you, Watcher? Your bearing is set, and Ukaizo looms on the horizon. After everything you've seen, do you believe mortals are equipped to take control of their destiny, or do they need a firmer hand? Society isn't perfect. It isn't meant to be. Idealism like that will get you into trouble. Someone must impose perfection. Someone must demand it. Without the gods, justice and law have no teeth. Find Eothas. Follow him to Lost Ukaizo. If he listens to reason, then your naive optimism will not be put to waste.
If you desire answers, look no further. I have several.
I want to know more about Ukaizo. At its brightest hour, Ukaizo was the seat of an empire that dominated the continent. The Huana kings and queens might have expanded their control even further, but we put a stop to that. The Apotheosis Project needed two resources of uncompromising importance, Luminous Adra and a multitude of souls. Ukaizo had both. What's on Ukaizo now? This city stands as a memorial to a different age. Its vacant buildings and flooded streets are a crown supporting but one jewel, the mechanism of reincarnation. Ukaizo is a city, a gravestone, a memory, and a machine. People act as if Ukaizo is the key to controlling the Deadfire. Ukaizo is the Deadfire's true north. Even the Huana, who have long since forgotten Ukaizo's bearing, unconsciously turn to face it in prayer. The last emperor was fond of boasting that an army had never claimed Ukaizo by force. He was easily blinded by pride. Unfortunately, that didn't protect Ukaizo from deceivers within. We feasted and delighted the old ruler, winning his support long enough to activate our machines. From that moment, and up through the millennia that followed, Ukaizo has been ours. So your rise to God had actually set back society's development. Within the Deadfire, yes. It was a calculated decision. The Huana Empire didn't conform to our idea of a societal perfection, and neither did its trajectory. They came close, but some unfavorable habits were woven in the fabric of their culture. If the Huana wanted to prove us wrong, they were welcome to rise from the ashes of their past and embrace a future of our design. We'll speak again. In fact, we're going to very soon. I'm going to head to our ship. Oh wait, you wish to speak, Maya?
Sounds to be Ukaizo. The last great arena of this contest. If you believe that sort of thing. Planting a flag in the sands of Ukaizo is a great way to hang a target on your back.
Afraid of danger all of a sudden?
I just want to know that we're doing this for the right reason. So far, I'm unconvinced. Until I see Ukaizo for myself, it's a bedtime story. Let the poets hang their hopes on a dream. Rawatai's navy should be better than this.
Sounds like you have personal reservations.
Ukaizo isn't a fortress in the path of shipping lanes. We don't even know if this mythical island has any defensive value.
Maya throws her arms up. Ashiza dances back with ruffled feathers and an irritated squawk.
When this campaign is spread across razor-thin margins, how does the company plan on sustaining a garrison half the world away in uncharted seas? All the powers imagine that Ukaizo is a symbol for control, and they're willing to bet everything that they're right.
And what does Ukaizo mean to you?
Ukaizo has fooled everyone into sacrificing and compromising for the ultimate prize of what? Getting there first? Even if we succeed, not everyone's gonna make it back to sing the tale of lost Ukaizo.
The trading companies can bicker for territory. We have work to do.
Couldn't be prouder to be a part of it, Captain. Thanks for letting me squawk in your ear like Ashiza after too much shark meat. I needed that.
Not a problem. Now, as I said... we need to run over to our ship and speak with the gods, and inform them of just what happened. We're going to do that before we even think about talking to anyone else. Alright. You've received an important missive from Captain Ferrante. My dearest Watcher, a god with an agenda tends to put things into perspective. Now more than ever, it is imperative we commandeer the floating hangman, if only so that we may chase Eothas to Ukaizo. I have called a meeting of the Consuelo Mescasitas. Please sail to Dunnage and join us as swiftly as the winds will bring you. Indeed. The steward would like to speak with you. Does she now? This doesn't happen very often. Well, let's speak with the steward then.
A moment of your time, Watcher, if you will.
The steward of Kan Nua's voice rises soft and evenly from her cracked bust. Yes, steward?
Some of the hands discovered an unusual crate in the ship's hold.
How did a crate get into my ship unnoticed?
Unfortunately, the ship lacks the defensive fortifications of Kad Nua. A crate could have been slipped aboard at any of our ports of call, assuming it wasn't placed among our goods as we took on supplies.
Alright, what kind of a crate?
It is roughly a yard to a side and labelled beans. The hands who noticed it were tasked by the cook to bring up ingredients for the evening's stew.
No beans in the crate, then. A wave of affirmation rolls from the steward, the spiritual equivalent of a nod. Thank you, steward. I'll go see what it is.
The left the crate in the hold if you wish to examine it.
Well, let's see what this crate is.
Sure.
The sense of food, salt, spices, and drink mixed with the stale odor of old grass, the musty stink of rats, and the ever-present fragrance of the sea. The Vixen rocks gently, and you hear faint whispers, likely the quiet brushing of the winds against the sails. Not far in, you find the crate in question. Its sides, split by crowbars, the dry grass used as packing material spilled across the floor. Within stands an intricately crafted chest of some dark tropical wood. A polished visage peers up at you, a triumvirate of wild animal faces carved in the swirling Juana style. The front of the chest bears an iron latch affixed to a complex iron mechanism that runs to the top four corners of the chest. You see no bolts or keyholes. Examine the latch. There is no lock and no trap. You should be able to open it safely. The three animals seem to be a spider, a stelgar, and a boar. You don't know if they have greater significance. Jody's nose wrinkles at the image. I reckon this might be the Juana hunting god. Like Galawain, but not exactly. This we're going to investigate shortly because I believe I know what it's connected to. We have other things we need to do first. Specifically, we need to speak with the gods. If they will actually show up. But it seems that they will not. Fine then. I had hoped that the gods would decide to speak with us here. But I guess we'll go take care of this.
Leave it to me.
Right then. The crate. Open the chest. You turn the latch to the right and a series of metal arms shift with it. The clasps holding the top of the chest come free and you easily lift the lid. Laying within, cradled by dry grass, is an Amaoan head. The mottled flesh of its neck raggedly cut free from the rest of its body, wherever that might be. Jody peers down on the grim cargo. I can't say I was expecting a head. Not even a little. Want me to fetch my lantern? As you peer down at the head, you feel a strange prickling sensation along your skin. Soul energy rises from the crate, throbbing in the air in time with the beating of your heart. It begins to take shape before you.
You can see me. It's really you then, the captain of the Defiance.
It's the Vixen, but yes.
Oh, this is fantastic. How satisfying it is to know one did not give one's life in vain. I come from the island of Kazuwari, and we need your aid.
Hold on, who are you?
Me, Muatu, formerly of the island of Kazuwari, presently of the Beyond.
And who is this we?
Well, there's me, obviously. And then there's the caretaker, Humaire. She was the one who killed me and put my head in that box.
You say that so casually.
And I suppose the people and souls of the island, as well.
And why did this Humaire kill you?
We had to get a messenger to you, but we couldn't let me be seen leaving Kazuwari. An inelegant solution, maybe, but an efficient one.
I do talk to the living too, you know.
Of course, but anyone can do that. Well, nearly anyone. Not me, because of, you know. I came from Kazuwari, where the most skillful hunters, the most hardened explorers, the deadliest warriors all gather to earn the favor of Tawamawai. But Humaire, the island's caretaker, says the essence that sustains the island has sickened. Curdled, she called it. The animals, the trees, they all churn with anger and fear.
Who is Tawamawai?
The faces of the hunt, that which hunts, kills, and endures, respectively. Some believe them to be the tripartite aspects of Galawain. Not that I would know, I've never asked them. We need a watcher. No one else can talk to souls, Humaire said, and souls are our problem. You're a watcher, right? The watcher, the one who died and lived again, who speaks to the gods. That's the watcher we need.
Yeah, you caught me.
I knew it! I knew Humaire wouldn't have lied. You will help, won't you?
I'll help if I can. What do you need me to do?
Oh, that's fantastic! Thank you! Speak to Humaire at Kazuwari, Watcher. She'll be able to better explain the situation than I am.
And where is Kazuwari?
Kazuwari's a huge island west of Hasango. It's pretty hard to miss, what with the high cliffs and waterfalls. There's one thing you should know. The faces of the hunt jealously control who enters and leaves the island. But there's a waterfall on the southern side of the island that will allow you to sneak in, so long as you're circumspect. I guess you should also know, the island's residents might not take too kindly to your presence if you're found. They're, prickly bunch.
Noted.
But I'm sure that won't be a problem for you.
Before you have a chance to respond to the spirit's warning, you notice Constantine hovering nervously behind you. Did you need something?
No, I just... Thing is, I might know something about that box there. A little more than something.
Do you now?
All I'm saying is, maybe you don't want to touch it. Maybe we tie a big rock to it and throw it overboard. Right now.
I'm gonna need a bit more to go on than that.
It's a box with a dead man's head in it.
Actually, there's a spirit in the head, too.
Great. That's great.
You seem to know a lot about this, Constantine. Why is that?
Maybe we should talk about it later. You seem to have your hands full.
Hey, hello? I'm still here. Are you going to help us? We could really use the help.
I'll help however I can.
Once we've arrived, I can help you find your way into the heart of the island. You know, if you want me to. I wouldn't want to presume. In the meantime, I'll be here. Well, behind you, really, with the rest of the spirits following you around.
And grants Muatu's aid. The wielder summons Muatu to their side. Muatu's attacks heal the wielder if they're nearby, and become more powerful as he is empowered by the souls of the Crucible. Okay. And you wish to speak, Constantine?
What are we standing around for?
I guess we'll have to go out with you in order to do it. Alright. And with that, I guess here is where I'm going to have to end this episode. We've done plenty, and I believe... I'm guessing Constantine would need to go with us for this. Wherever the quest says it. There it is, the proving. Yep, Constantine. Alright, well, that's something we'll deal with later. For now, I'm going to end this episode here. Next episode, we're going to need to start making decisions about who we're going to be helping. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I am Chester44. I'll send in Spalai. That is Laniara, Adair, Joti, Maya, and Eothas. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire, and I shall see you all next time.